Alright, welcome back to another Summit video. We're going to go through some of the markets today. We're going to look at the macro environment and go through some of the charts as well. If we start on Bitcoin here, we can see that if we're using the Summit Cloud, we've just entered a bullish trend about 2 weeks ago. And it's the first bullish trend we've seen since the start of October last year. So then we had 6 months of this clear downtrend. So this is great to see. If we zoom in a little bit, we can see that we've had a lot of strength here, some momentum build up on the daily time frame, and we've used the cloud as support and pushed up a bit higher. So this morning, Bitcoin reclaimed $79,000. That's great to see. We didn't quite close at 79,000 or above it. We closed just below it, about 78,700. And if we draw this line here, we can see that we've closed right on that resistance level. So Bitcoin still has some work to do, but we're back in a bullish trend on the daily. It's great to see this momentum picking up, especially when we look at the higher time frames, because on the weekly, we are still bearish on Bitcoin. So some momentum on the lower time frames puts us in place to test these higher time frame trends. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin. Hopefully in the coming days, coming weeks, we can close above this line, push a bit higher up towards 85k, and keep climbing higher to test those higher time frame trends. Now let's look at some of the news in the market. So first I want to look at Coinbase says a deal has been reached on a key provision of the Clarity Act. So what this post is saying is that Coinbase says they've made a deal on the most important part of the Clarity Act, which is the big crypto bill going through Congress right now. Now, this act is important. This bill is the first real set of rules in crypto America. It's been getting written for months, but it keeps hitting one big rule. Essentially what it is if crypto is a security or a commodity, there's no real regulation on crypto on how companies, they don't know if they're going to get sued or not because they don't know who's going after them, whether it's the SEC, whether it's the CFTC, and what the real rules are. So this puts clarity into place for all of those. And essentially, banks and crypto companies were fighting over whether crypto firms should be allowed to pay you interest on stablecoins. Obviously, banks didn't like this because it competes directly with savings accounts. So, crypto wanted it because it's how they bring people in. And on Friday, two senators, so Senator Tillis and Senator Orso Brooks, they finally found a middle ground that both sides could live with. So this is big because Coinbase came out and publicly said, we're good with this. And it's a big deal because Coinbase is one of the biggest crypto companies in America. Now, this means that the bill will move to the next stage, which is the committee, and this will happen in the week of May 11th. So I know a lot of people hear regulation and I think it's bad, but I don't think it is. I think what's bad is not knowing the rules, like I was saying before. And for years, the banks, pension funds, asset managers, whoever it may have been, they wanted to put real money into crypto, but their lawyers said no because the rules weren't clear. And once this bill passes, I think more of those lawyers will say yes, there'll be real regulation, and that's a massive unlock for the industry. Next, we can see here by Ash Crypto, banks are scared of crypto. This is kind of what we were talking about just now. What this post is saying is that the actual rules just got written into the bill and they ban anything that looks like bank interest, but they allow rewards for actually using the platform. And the chance of the bill becoming law just jumped to 62%, which we can see here. 62% essentially means that people betting on whether this bill will go through has jumped to 62%, and a few months ago, the chance of the Clarity Act becoming law was 30%. So it's a huge jump in the short term, and it means that smart people who track this stuff for a living have gone from this might happen to this is going to happen. Now, essentially what this post is saying is that it's the same Clarity story, but now we have actual rules. So if you hold $10,000 worth of USDC and sit on it, Coinbase can't pay you interest on that. And that's the bank style yield they banned. But if you use USDC to make payments, send across networks, and actually do stuff with it, they can pay you rewards. So this is great. Hopefully we can see the Clarity Act get passed. Again, I think this is a massive deal for crypto. So I really want to see this Clarity Act get passed, and it looks like it will. So May 11th is the date to watch out for. The next thing is, this is more of a macro story. The US started refunding $175 billion in tariff revenue. So the US has started giving back the money that it collected from tariffs, and businesses getting the refunds, not the consumers who actually paid more at the store. So this means that Trump put big tariffs on imports, and the companies bringing in those goods into the countries paid them. But those companies just passed the cost on to you and me and the register, essentially. I mean, the Supreme Court ruled that the whole thing was illegal, so now the government has to give the money back. Customs, the agency that collected it, built an application system in April, and businesses can apply right now to get their money back. So about 330,000 different companies paid these tariffs, and today they're getting back somewhere between 166 and $175 billion. So the first checks land around May 11th, which is also the Clarity Act date we had. So that's going to be a big week in crypto. And the thing is, the only real businesses that can apply, because they're the ones who paid customs directly. Some of them, like FedEx and UPS, have already said they'll pass the money back to their customers. Others probably won't. But either way, this is not what anyone in Washington wants to say out loud. It's stimulus. It's flood of cash going back into companies right when the stock market and crypto are breaking out. And money like this always finds its way into investments. So I think this is a big deal and something that's kind of being overlooked right now as a less important story, but I think this is a big deal. This one is super interesting. I saw this from Barchart. It said this is about US debt. US debt now exceeds 100% of GDP for the first time since World War II. So this means that the US owes more money than the entire economy makes in a year, and this is the first time this has happened since World War II. So the total debt is about $39 trillion right now, and the whole US economy makes about $31.2 trillion in a year. So we owe more than we make, or the US owes more than they make. And the last time this happened was World War II. So back then it was because they just rebuilt the whole country after war, and it was a all-time peak of 106% in 1946. And the people who project this stuff say we're going to blow past that and hit 120% in the next 10 years. So this is massive. Obviously, this is not good. And another reason why holding stuff like Bitcoin and gold is good investments. So right now, $1 of every $7 of the federal government spends doesn't go to anything useful. It just pays interest on the debt. So obviously, they're borrowing money. It's debt. They're borrowing money, so they have to pay back that money. So all of that money is just going back to interest on the debt. The government cuts spending massively, which they never do. These are some of the ways that the math actually works out. The government cuts spending massively, which they never do. They refuse to pay back what they owe, which would crash the world economy, or they just print more money to inflate the debt away. They always pick option 3 because that's best for, obviously, getting re-elected and best for politics. And that's where Bitcoin comes in, because the whole point of Bitcoin was that you can't print more of this. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins. And for most people, that's been kind of an abstract idea. But when the country is printing the world's main currency, just crossed 100% debt to GDP for the first time in 80 years, that idea kind of stops being abstract. So it's insane to see, one, the debt's so high, but also just they're only making $31 trillion a year, and they have $39 trillion of debt. The repayments on the debt are exceeding about $1 trillion right now, I believe. So it's absolutely huge. This is not good for the dollar, and another reason why we like holding things like Bitcoin, gold, real assets that can't be printed out of thin air. Now, lastly, I just kind of want to go through the Summit members community. We're always building on here, and we have limited spots in the members community, but I'm going to show you a bit about it. So it's an all-in-one exclusive platform where you have your own personalized dashboard. You can see your watch list here, everything that flipped bullish or bearish on the scanner that week, as well as the overall market sentiment, the strongest sector, and whether the overall market is leaning bullish or bearish. If we go to the scanner, here you can see thousands of assets in one place. You can click through bullish and bearish trends through daily and weekly timeframes. You can click through crypto, stocks, commodities, a wide range of ETFs, as well as your own personalized watch list. And if you want to search a specific asset, you can search in the top right here. And if we find our asset, you click here. And this will take you back over TradingView, where you can see the Summit Cloud, which we go through in all of our videos, and all members get access to the Summit Cloud. And you can do and look at whatever else you want to look at on TradingView. And then we have the portfolio section. This is great if you're a business owner, you work a 9 to 5, or you're overall just a busy person. Everything's here for you. We don't want to hold stuff in bearish trends. It shows you your P&L and percentages and in dollar amounts, and you just add your position, you put in the ticker, the quantity, the buy price in USD, the buy date. Everything's here for you. It makes it really visually easy to see. It makes it easy to track your portfolio with Summit signals there for you. We have the news section. So this is where you can get all of your news. Everything comes here. It's all in one place. There's no noise. This is awesome. So you can specifically put crypto, stocks, macro, ETFs, and it's all here for you. And then we have the member section, which I won't show on here, but we have the main chat, and then there's a networking section where you can reach out to other entrepreneurs, investors, anyone in the Summit members community, and you can customize your profile for everyone in the members community that will see you. You put your profile picture, your name, and that's all there for you. Now, if you want access to this, I'll put a link to the Summit Page website in the description of this video. Claim your spot. Like I said, there's limited spots, and it's not just about making money in crypto, it's also about saving money and being part of a community of like-minded people who can help you along the way, who have learned the lessons so you don't have to learn them twice, and also just people to talk to, new connections to make, because your network is your net worth. So this is huge. We're super excited about this, and yeah, get your spot while you can. Like I said, the link for this will be in the description. So thank you for watching the video. There was lots of news to go through today, and we'll have new videos coming out in the future with more news, more insights, and we'll continue to update you on the members page and build on the members page. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Claim your spot here. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any comments, leave them down below. If you have any questions, reach out to the Summit team. And if you like the video, leave a like. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.